lot of different companies, and I talk to a lot of different business owners, and I even talk to professionals who work with those companies, like other CPAs and attorneys and all kinds of different people. And there seems to be this misconception that there's some secret sauce to running a $10 million company that doesn't exist when you're running a $500,000 company or a $1 million company. And I haven't really found a secret sauce, but I definitely found a big difference. And that is, when you're running a smaller company at $500,000, you pretty much know what your margins are. And the biggest challenge for companies that want to scale up and get a lot bigger is to maintain those same margins. Just one of those things that margins seem to leak out of the profit bucket the bigger you get. Here's what I mean. Let's say that you're doing $500,000 in sales, right? This is your $500,000 in sales. And when after you've paid yourself, after you've paid your overhead, after you've done all that stuff, you've got $100,000 left over down here. Well, that's 20%. That's pretty good. A 20% net margin before tax is really, really good. Well, let's say that you grow this company and now you're $10 million. If you were to do this like perfectly, like this is you just scaled it up and you kept in touch with your numbers and you had your systems and processes in place, you'd expect to be up here around $2 million in pre-tax profit. But that rarely happens. Instead, we're looking at like 300,000. So why is it that we were doing 100,000 here and all of a sudden we're 20 times larger, but we're only making 3 times more in net income? That's what I mean by that net margin leakage that just comes out of the bucket and goes somewhere. Where does it go? It goes in 100 different places. The fact is, the bigger you get, the harder it is to keep tabs on everything. Just today I was talking to a business owner. He said, I was working with one of my sales guys and we found out that he was mispricing this option. He thought he was upcharging it and really he was just charging our cost. Well, that might not be a big deal if you're doing 20 or 30 contracts a year, but if you're doing 200 or 300 contracts a year and that little change cost you $300, now we're talking, we could be talking about $30,000, $40,000 over the course of a year. And that's just one little innocent mistake that you happen to catch. So getting your systems and processes in place isn't about making sure that people do it the right way or making sure that nobody's stealing money. I mean, yeah, all of that stuff's important. But what it should be about, what the business owner should be focused on from the point they pass 500,000 all the way up until the point they get to 10 million is making sure that those systems and processes are in place so that the net profits don't leak out of the business. And the fact is, when you scale up that big, you can't keep tabs on everything anymore. It won't all fit in your head. There's not enough hours in the day for you to go around and see everything that's happening in the business. So you have to entrust a lot of that to processes and to people who can oversee those processes when you can't see them all. It's a very, very hard thing to do, and it's the #1 challenge that businesses have when they're growing and they're trying to maintain that net margin percentage. So processes are your friend. Trust people to run them for you. It's not easy, but you can do it. See you guys tomorrow.